Hey everyone, I'm Rather Coherent, back with more heavily modded XCOM 2. Going into Operation Crystalline Calm, it's the best, simplest kind of mission. There's some dudes, there's a lot of them, go kill them, you get their stuff. There are no sit reps, there's nothing complicated, just a lot of aliens and a lot of loot to be got. Very straightforward mission type. Now, lately I've been fielding some really strong teams. We're out of the really strong soldiers, and I'm fielding a bunch of people who are very close to promoting. Provided they live through the mission, White Wolf, Hulk, Prodigy, and Tragedy will all promote to Lieutenant. But these are some of the lowest ranked soldiers I've sent on a mission in a while, and in addition, there's no Infiltrator, there's no Combat Engineer, there's no Marksman, so our close range and long range are just generally weaker than they might normally be, because even though the Rage Suit Assault's a really good unit, especially with the Axe, Rage Suit, Axe Throw, Shard Gun will probably kill literally anything in the game at this point, and I do have double Mimic Beacon, so I think I have the tools required to succeed, but the lack of a Combat Engineer's upgraded Flamethrower, the lack of their rockets, there's just a lot you get out of that unit. I don't have a really great long-term or long-range core because I just have the Marine, there's no Marksman, there's no second Infiltrator. However, I do have a Medic with a superior aim PCS and a Bolt Caster with infinite bullets thanks to their support Perfect Tragedy, who will also be keeping these mid-range guns loaded as well. It's a very different team than what I've been fielding, also a lower ranked team, but as much as I'm being wishy-washy and hesitant about it, I do think they can pretty confidently handle this, especially with like the double Acid Grenade, double Mimic Beacon. They're just good enough. I'm being hesitant because this team is so much weaker than what I've been sending, but what I've been sending is so much stronger than it needed to be for this point in the campaign. So honestly, I think they've got this handled. I'm gonna stop waffling about and launch them in there. Also, you should hit the like button. Oh, it's the worst map. It's the immediate choke point on the bridge with no cover map. I don't have a Reaper this time, so whatever scouting we're doing, we're gonna need to do it right away. Let's start by getting White Wolf with all their increased mobility from their stock and everything else. I was hoping to see stuff across the bridge and, you know, move across the bridge. They come right at us, they still won't see us. I need someone else with more mobility. Where's that assault at? You know, spawned all the way in the back like you do. We need to move you out of the way first. We're definitely not ambushing this round, so that's fine. I have to make a pretty gutsy dash here on the assault. And I'm not surprised that got vision, but it shouldn't be getting vision of anyone else. I'd have to be pretty unlucky with them being like right here. Okay, we have a turret, we have a Spectre and Black Ice Pod. Alright, I'm gonna wait a little bit before I do it. I'm gonna try to avoid using console commands for a while, because once I do this... Okay, I mentioned this a while ago. At some point during the mission, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna use console commands, kill everyone but the Black Ice Codex, and just let the Black Ice Codex do stuff for a while. I'll largely be editing this out, but I need to figure out if my Black Ice Codexes are bugged and not behaving correctly. Strength -- might imply they are. But so far, while they've been threatening slippery units that stole tons of actions from my team, like every offensive action the Black Ice Codex takes, it's just like done nothing. To the point where I'm like, I think this thing's just glitched out and not working properly, and I'm not sure why. It would be because nothing should be interacting with it. When I say nothing should interact with it, and by 400 mod setup, I mean all the stuff for Black Ice Codexes is self-contained. It's new stuff from the mod that nothing else should ever touch. So I can't come up with a reason why there'd be any incompatibilities. Anyway, for now, we have a mission to play. Troubleshooting comes later. It does look like either way we're at risk of getting caught immediately, but I prefer to go left.
Will do.
There's a high ground on the left side. Oh, hey, we have a friend. We have a shield burster. Oh, nice. Unfortunately, there is just some issue with getting across the bridge this turn, and by some issue, I mean tremendous issue. There is no way to guarantee that at all. So we might get pinned in an incredibly awkward position that I've just pushed myself into for no reason. I assume that you follow Spark rules and you're in cover right there. Guess my Pioneer is going to hang out here and get pinned super hard, unfortunately. There's really nothing to be done about that. Oh, that location's flanked by the turret, I think. That's not the biggest deal. I really need this pod to not patrol at spawn and pin me immediately. Same for the other pod as well. That's the awkward thing. When you say it about one pod, it's not that likely. Once you're saying it about two pods, odds are something's gonna go wrong. But hey, they walked away, so now we can just fight the other pod if that is the case. They're going up top. If they're all up top, that's incredible. No, they're splitting across sea levels. Also, wait a second. Frostmech Veteran, that's the first time we've seen you. Yeah, Frostmechs haven't been seen in a while, so there might be a gap between force levels where Frostmechs fall off and then they come back as veterans later. Not aware of this. Let's run forward on Evolver Ocelot, get into full cover. It'll be safe, I promise. Okay, so It's a scary pod. Like, unironically, it's just a genuinely scary pod. But for now, we have to figure out who goes where and how we're fighting it. I think this should be a safe move because of the full cover tree behind it. Mercury Hawk as well can just get into some wild positions because they're so fast. Like this tree. Yeah, you can go there.
Stepping off.
Capitalist Prodigy. Going to have to settle for a weaker position like here, or to go around the side on this location. This is actually pretty solid, and it works as scouting for the turn. No new eyes. I'm not sure to be grateful or upset about that. White Wolf wants full cover, even though this full cover position is bad. It's the best I can give him this turn. The Advanced Paladin Shield Burster is just going to move to here. They should be safe for this turn at least. Let's F1 this unit. Every time I fought one, I've been surprised when it died. It grants 10 shield points to the user and provides low cover for adjacent units, immune to fire damage, bending reed. Yeah, this all looks normal. I'm not seeing anything here. I feel like several times I've shot these guys and they just drop dead, like their shields only apply in certain situations. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe that hasn't happened. For now, he's overwatching and ending his turn here. I've had this explained in the comments. Apparently, blue screen bypass electrical shields. Fun fact, all shields are electrical shields, which explains why that's been happening. Thankfully, my Pioneer can get to here, which it claims is okay. I don't believe it. I'm going to stop here instead. My Infiltrator, I will put on the train. And we've successfully gotten into the terrain and into the high ground. This is really valuable. We don't want to fight back where we started. That location sucked.
Okay, so good.
So now, even if they turn and come at us, it's just the one pod. We're in a relatively okay spot. There's no way to move to a better location for Ocelot. He'll stop. Odds are they just keep walking along the building towards the back corner of it where Mercury Hawk is. That Pathfinder's decided to go off on his own. He'll catch up, I guess. There's no way they get to him, right? Yeah, good. I was absolutely appalled at that possibility. Let me hit plus. The Pathfinder's slowly walking in. Yeah, here he comes. All right, I'll slow it back down to normal as he's arrived. What an asshole. He's one tile away. Apparently he was the pod leader. They almost revealed us this turn. Okay, do we see anything other than the turret on anyone? So I need to break line of sight first. We're good. So obviously I can just like show the bombard protocol here. It seems pretty good, right? Is there any way to set up an ambush between turns? This team has no marksman, no reaper. So I can't use lead the target or overwatch ambush. If you were on top of someone who had a defensive mind, we can make it happen, but that's not possible. So I think the play is to open with Serenade on an acid grenade. Now this could be a little bit awkward in that it might end up making it impossible for us to get to the high ground, which could be very weird. We should have an easy grenade from somebody over here. Yeah, we have a tech specialist in position for that. We could also open... Wait, you can't do that on like... yeah, that's the Pathfinder. Good. I was making sure I couldn't skulljack a Spectre because that would be so incredibly helpful. Anyway, that Spectre needs to go down turn 1. So does like the whole pod. They're all just absolute menaces. They're terrifying units. So I'm going to launch this grenade, really mess up as much of the cover on their side as possible, catch the entire pod, shred that armor, deal damage over time. Hopefully, this is enough for us to deal with the major threats in the pod right away. Now let's see where they scatter to. I'm hoping that because they're avoiding the acid, even though they're acid burnt, they won't run up top. I can see a shield bearer top left. He's on the ground up here. That's very important information. Thank you, game. These two just stood still. Interesting. I have prep for entry and no grenades. Oh, it's the best AP buy of all time. Next grenade thrown or launched? You launch grenades with a rocket. They're rocket propelled grenades. No, it doesn't do anything. I didn't think it would, but I had to try. I can throw my axe at the Spectre. 94%. It's a priority target. Like I said, let's take it. Very nice. Now, in terms of shots here, I can just kill the mech. Not that mech. That mech is a problem. That mech has effectively 36 health. This is going to be Burning Rush for sure. You are too far away for the current situation. We blue move out to here. I don't know that we're going to get in range properly. We do, actually. I think this is in range. I should have walked here instead. That might have seen the other pod, though. It's hard to say. I'm going to take the overdrive and use double blue screen canisters. I would assume that the Frost Mech is vulnerable to both blue screen and fire. I don't know which one this is, legally speaking. Oh. Well, that's sad. The tree's technically in the way. 1 second. Let's make it not be in the way. Bombard protocol here. This just kills them. I don't need to get rid of the cover. This just kills them. Well, in that case, there's no reason not to attack with the flamethrower like this, and you can see the flamethrower definitely deals more damage. The Frost Mech is definitely not vulnerable to blue screen, nearly so badly as it's vulnerable to normal fire, and this might destroy the tree. That's why I'm taking this attack first. It has not destroyed the tree, unfortunately, but I will continue putting down fire. It is acid burnt and burning. It should just be dead. I don't need to do anything else. Here I can run forward, take the shots. I've got Rage Strike. I don't think I need to burn that cooldown. You don't want to run forward anyway, right? I guess you could grapple all the way to the top. Oh yeah, we still need to deal with the heavy turret. That's your job, right? You can just get the grenade from where you currently are. I'm going to have to move up a tiny bit because I just can't quite get it up top from here. My tiny bit will be here then. Don't pull with this, please. Thank you. And that grenade appears to take out the entire wall. Can I not take out the whole wall, please? Hopefully this doesn't actually destroy the whole wall, because that probably pulls if it does. I can't seem to find one that only destroys that. I want to come out like this on the shield burster, see if they have any shots. They've got a 45 on the Codex. They might just be overwatching this turn. I don't think I need to get too fancy with it. I could just use the shield ability. What's the radius? Oh, it's massive. It's bigger than I thought it would be. That's everyone but the assault? Yeah, do it. I will gladly take all that ablative health. Isn't there a medic somewhere? Yeah, there's a medic over here. I'm gonna blue move bug into the half cover that is the shield burster. And I think I'm just gonna... That pulled? Thank God that pod is pathetic. It is a commander, admittedly. But that pulled? That's weird. Also, the blue move bug didn't blue move bug, and she's out of actions. Can I get a rocket to where they are? Oh, they're on the loot, though. I don't even want to. All right, fair. This stuff needs to be dead. I'm going to take the bombard protocol this turn. I'll overdrive next turn. Every time. It's just such a brutal looking ability. And then I'm just going to sprint forward to... I'm worried about pulling, so I'm going to go here instead of on the right. I can just slash the Pathfinder. But I don't want to slash the Pathfinder. I want the free action from half cover. Because I need more action still to deal with this Black Ice Codex. I can't afford... God, what a savage death. Dear Lord, it's appropriate for who did it, but still. This should just kill the Black Ice, right? It's highlighting 7. That's not true at all. So now when I actually look at the damage it's going to do, maybe not. We have Perfect Tragedy. We have White Wolf. White Wolf wants me moving forward anyway. Let's see what their shot actually looks like. It should be better than a 50. Not as much better as I thought it would be. Hey, we got there, though. We didn't kill it, but that's really relevant. Okay, right, yeah, I was supposed to be testing that guy. Grumble, grumble. Oh, duh, I can do it this way. I can just save game, but already we've seen an issue, right? We shot it, Network Firewall. So here's the readme for it. Here's their abilities. Network Firewall, instead of cloning the Black Ice Codex, raises an energy shield. An energy shield should be giving it ablative health. That's what these are called. They're energy shields. But it hasn't done that, and ostensibly it hasn't done anything. Yeah, it has an ability called Network Firewall that ends in 4 turns that protects it from a moderate amount of damage, but what's actually happening is nothing. Yeah, I'm going to save the game, load the start of turn autosave, save that for troubleshooting because I'm disoriented it already. And then we're going to come back here, and at the end of the mission, I'll do the troubleshooting so I don't get inside information about what else is on the map, because we obviously haven't seen everything. Okay, so I've made the save. I F'd1 the Black Ice Codex. I can assess one problem. The reason it has -- for its damage numbers is because it has a Black Ice rifle that deals 0 damage. I'm not sure how that happened. I guess I'll go drop a bug report at some point, because Yeah, my black ices seem fucked and nothing should touch them. Weird. Anyway, the bug report will be made at the end of this video when I go through the black ice bug reporting stuff, because, well, right now I'm busy killing them. I can't get to him on account of all the acid. The rocket feels like overkill. Surely someone somewhere has a better method of killing. Well, we've already pulled the pod next to it, actually, so yes. Someone somewhere does have a better method of killing, although there's no one's gun to reload, so I'm just sort of forced to waste an action running forward. Then we grappling hook up top with a tippy top. Didn't really want to be right here. I wanted to be over here, really. Anyway, like I said, tippy top. We're just gonna hope this doesn't pull another pod. We've already seen 2 in this corner of the map. I'm sure that's fine. Don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. Anyway, the black ice is now dead 100% of the time. Isn't that great news? So, your job is now to come deal with all of this. Sorry about that. I've actually got the flank on the Warlock from here. There's just no chance of the shot landing. Oh, I can run and gun into them, though. That's pretty good. You are very fast on account of the rage suit and the speed PCS. So, let's get up top where you obviously need to be. I can't alt-tab, which worried me until I realized I had no units left, which worries me for different reasons now. What? Why? What's happening? I don't really have anyone selected by the looks of it, but I know who it is. I don't know why the camera went down. I don't want to blow up the loot, so I want to aim the rocket like this for chip damage on all of them. It's a roll to kill on the assault. That's not great. The med drone is always dead because I have blue screen rounds. That is, you know, pretty good. Seems better. All right, Hawk and Tragedy, good luck up there. Unsurprisingly, that thing did not live. The assassin is here yet again. I want to say that's back to back. So there's no rules, at least that are functioning, to prevent the assassin or the the Chosens or the rulers from showing up in back-to-back missions, because I just fought the assassin. Good to know. I haven't been planning too much around specifically not seeing certain types of enemies, but I had sort of assumed they weren't coming on some mission layouts. Now, if you mind control them, you realize you've signed your own death sentence. Consider yourself lucky. Mind Spend Vortex? Thank God he evacuated. What a disgusting ability. I hate it. Alright, he evacuated hard. He is done being on the roof. Good luck, Tragedy. Unfortunately, this additional pod has made the shield bearer go from literally not a concern to massively problematic. Thankfully, we have you to kill your own teammates for us. I appreciate that, Warlock. I do believe that I blue moved forward, yes, as the second action on Sent Soldiers, so that I would be in range to chuck rockets this way if I find I'm forced to do it. And they are just literally Overwatch crawling on top of the loot, which is slightly problematic for me. So does that go off immediately? Yes. Commander's a legit scary unit. I should F1 that guy. We have the Assault, the Shield Bearer, the Curse Stun Lancer. The Commander is in cover down here, not properly visible. Now, luckily for me, I'm not able to hit the loot with this, so I don't have to tempt myself. And unluckily for them, all of their guns are on the same tile. Oh, this destroyed high ground a second ago, though. It doesn't say it will, but I think this is going to destroy the cover here. I'm going to do it for science. If it kills the loot, then that just makes it justifiable for me to start using rockets, right? It didn't kill the loot. It might destroy tiles, like if it's coming into contact as it crashes down, like vertically, then? I'm not quite sure. I don't even remember when I did it, but I remember using that ability and it dropped a Cursed Warlock ally onto his other Cursed Warlock ally. Anyway, since that's happening, do we have Skull Mine as a reasonable thing we could be doing? Oh god, it's so good. Not on you, on you. Let's get the Pioneer and come pull that. It's got all the ablative health in the world. There's no point in... Oh, I can't even overdrive or Burning Rush. I've already done it. So I'm gonna get here. It's a good tile for someone else to take cover on. You have all the ablative in the world. 5 armor. I think you'll be fine. Somehow that didn't pull an Overwatch, which I guess then by consequence means the Overwatch is a lie? Who's Overwatching? Oh, he's Overwatch, but his gun is empty. Oh, that's incredible. It hadn't even occurred to me that's free action, turn off an Overwatch. Is this open in the middle? Yes. That's a little bit spookier then. How many more pods can really be in this corner of the map? Let's go. I'm not risking a life. What are you talking about? I attacked the wrong one and missed. Great. Exactly what I wanted to see. Why do I have an action? This is a very confusing time for me. I'm sorry. What's going on? Why do I have an action? I don't feel like I should. I'm going to run forward on the fire burster. Take a flank shot at, you know, something. You seem like a reasonable target, but honestly, it's just got to be the shield burster, right? Or the shield bearer. Well, those shots are terrible, unlike this one, so... That was substantially more damage than I expected you to deal based on the highlighting. Going to run to here, probably use overdrive, and then shoot repeatedly. Yeah, we're going to use overdrive. It seems good. And we're going to deal with this the hard way. The shield bearer is just going to give them all the health in the world. That's a really good hit. I was already thinking, like, I wanted to shoot the warlock. How am I going to deal with the warlock now? Okay. Oh, you're going to crit that one too? All right. I can appreciate that. And then you can reposition. There's not a lot of building to reposition into, unfortunately. But you would be better off on this side on account of the fact that now you can shoot rockets at them and blow up all the loot. Maybe you shouldn't be on that side. Going to blue move to here and see if I can't get a grapple. I doubt I'll have line of sight even with as destroyed as this building is. Can't really get a grapple to a good tile, unfortunately. Sonic Serenade's a million miles away. But she can run forward and probably get some sort of relevant grenade. Acid grenades don't typically blow up cover. Unfortunately, I've moved my units into this radius, so maybe I don't want that acid grenade. Oh, it's so sad. If I just put them on the other side of the rock, it would be a good position. I'm going to take Adrenaline Rush to get in as close as I possibly can here and try to kill the Warlock. 93, huh? I think I got him. That was a really suspicious camera movement.
Target eliminated. On reserve.
Good job, medic. Really appreciate that. You can come in. The shield bearer is going to get to do something, or the assault's going to get to do something. It's kind of unavoidable. But I mean, if I've got the action here, it seems like a good way to prevent anything too bad from happening. Just getting through the shields the hardest possible way. I don't want to even use this action. I just want to end turn. To recognize to be terrible, terrible play and not the correct thing to do. This grenade's even less usable now. Going to take the Overwatch. I'm just going to shoot this guy. No, because I shouldn't have that action. I refuse to cheat. I don't know why I had that action. There's no reason I can think of that I should have that action. So I'm not taking it. Unsurprisingly, we did not deal damage on that Overwatch. I should have just ran forward. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, because his guns are empty. They're reloading. This is a lot less dangerous and suicidal than I thought it was. Neat. 83 miss, huh? Would have liked to see us not have to waste an oh, wait. Can someone else do it? There we go. Worked out in the end. The Salt Dancer does have a gun, though. Oh, God, I always forget this ability exists. It's so good. This is my favorite part of the Warlock mod, is of that. Oh, yeah, there's an assassin. That does matter. This turn's easy. I reload and shoot the Warlock. Get back down. The shield bearer is a little bit inconvenient. Are you done panicking since we killed the guy? Yeah. Getting the loot's a little bit hard. It's actually a little bit impossible. That's what they would want you to think. Okay, so I was originally gonna try to grapple it with Perfect Tragedy, but they can't really get to a place where I'm sure I have line of sight. There is a tile you can stand on with the loot, though, that not Perfect Tragedy, that Fiber Giant can reach, so I'll just spend his turn grabbing this real quick. Oh yeah, you get an extra move, isn't that nice? I'll worry about that at the end of the turn. I can run forward into corner cover here, which seems reasonable. Maybe not necessarily good, but reasonable. No reason to suppress or shoot. Wait, I have the ability to shoot. There's plenty of reason to shoot. Okay, there's not reason to shoot. That was a short one. I won't use Wrecking Ball because it's funnier. It's just much, much funnier. I could run around. I don't want to. Alright, with my breakthrough move, ideally, I'm gonna run through his cover now. Yes. Just get rid of that real quick. It's so good. Oh, I love that. Revolver Ocelot really does want to farm some experience here, so I'm gonna try to put kills on him as often as I can. I'm not expecting to see him reach Lieutenant, but it'd be nice if he could. You don't care, or don't matter, rather. I don't care about you. Oh, this shot's much better now. Yeah, you're not in full cover anymore. Ooh, this has been a rough mission for White Wolf. Now that he's out of the infirmary, he's on strike. He would like to go back to the infirmary. He's just that kind of soldier. Anyway, there should be plenty of other people capable of getting this experience. Nice.
Hostile terminated. Need a resupply.
That's fine. We got one available. No one else actually needs this, so I'm going to spend my second action picking up the loot. Not that I'm going to walk over to the loot. That's absolutely ridiculous. We know we have at least one pod left over here, and the assassin. The assassin replaces a pod. We've seen 3. That should be the whole map then. So we know exactly where the last pod is. I'm going to stay where I am there, move in, and overwatch here. I think that's just about everyone this turn then, right? Extra move. Oh, I just forgot about Sonic's Serenade. Going to come stand next to White Fox. Try to bait some sort of AoE in separate locations. Don't want everyone stacked for the exact same one. That's just 2 repositions and soldiers that are already where they need to be. Ah, man. It hurts to see the shield go. It didn't actually do much of anything, because the only person who got shot didn't have the shield. It was Mercury Hawk. But it was nice. I had a lot of safety. Or I felt a lot of safety, at least. Pioneer, if you could get back to where everyone else is... What's Blue Move Bug say? Blue Move Bug says, don't move. Yeah, the only way out... Oh, wait, I can navigate like this. Neat. Cool, just get back to the party. We're gonna go ahead and reload his gun since he's used all of his actions and can't do it himself. We're going to use the Paladin Shield Burster to make sure everyone's completely safe as we wait for the ambush, because we know one is coming. We're going to blue move out on this side with the Synth Soldier, see if he sees anything. We're gonna blue move out the other side, just peek around, have camera control so we didn't see anything. That's fine, we'll take overwatches on them. We're gonna start moving up with everyone else and taking overwatches as well. We expect the assassin to do something sometime relatively soon. Going to get here instead of on this one because I'm worried about like a weird flank shot from the other side of the plane. The Revolver Ocelot can just be on the right side because typically that's where I expect the fight to be. It's not the map edge. White Wolf can move to here. Which is actually pretty hard for a blinding grenade. I don't want to run out that way, so I'm going to take the position in the middle of the train. The middle of the ship, rather. It's not much of a train. Are you back here? Yeah, she ran through the acid. She's behind us. You idiot. What are you doing over there? Actually, she appears to be on fire, not on acid. Anyway, enjoy your Overwatch. Jesus. This is the weirdest assassin fight I've seen. It usually looks very different to this. Now she throws a blinding grenade like a champion. We all know you're not shooting, but even if you are, I have shields up. This is an exercise of utility. You can end your speech now.
The Chosen is in position.
Oh, thank you. You managed to summon loot before you died. The assassin has not been getting good fights these last 2 missions. Oh, cool. Now he's in poison too. Oh, wow. She did take the shot. Also, it was that Mercury Hawk again. Dude's just getting wounds they do not deserve. The question's really, who do I need experience on? I think everyone I brought to promote got promoted. Revolver Ocelot was never going to happen, though I will try on them. Oh, White Wolf's not there yet. Well, that means it's White Wolf. Easy peasy. You come here, take the shot, set it up for White Wolf. You're not a robot, so this should be far from a guaranteed kill. Good. 7 left. That should be a guaranteed kill with a mag shorty.
Finally, a true strike.
Oh yeah, we do have to care about killing the priest like a tiny little bit, I guess. It's not just loot. I do have to shoot it, but that really shouldn't be an issue. White Wolf got their promotion. Cool. Now the priest needs to die. He's behind very destructible cover. Haven't had to use any mimic beacons so far, so that's always an option if I need it. It's looking like I don't need it though. I can just walk to here and chuck a grenade. There's no loot back this way. At the very least, there's definitely not any loot back this way now.
But that Chosen sure wasn't expecting the fight we put up today, Commander.
Dude, Bradford, I agree. I don't think they were expecting that. That fight did not go according to their plan. They tripped through a fire, got shot by 5 people, and then immediately surrounded and executed with shotguns. That was about as bad as it could have went for anyone, ever. Anyway, I'll try to finish this with Kinetic Strike as we start working our way back towards the bridge. Very nice. What was the loot, Assassin? What did you give me? A lot of advanced 4 crypts and $15. I appreciate it. Move back towards the bridge. Sprint back this way. Sprint back this way behind the cover. I need to free reload my gun. And I would prefer to move by reloading other people's guns. Yeah, why not? Sure, reload their gun too. Then you can dash as a free action. Reloaded 3 guns and dashed. It's so action efficient. It must be Skrull.
Back online.
I love this class. I really enjoy playing them, but I have a sneaking suspicion they're not anywhere as good as they feel. They feel incredible, but I'm very confident they're just like good enough. They're okay. Maybe at higher ranks when I get the free Mimic Beacon ability, my opinion will change a little bit, but right now, I kind of feel like all the effort I put into using them is just not necessary. Theoretically, the unit would be insane in Beta Strike, right? Like, reloading guns matters a lot more when extended firefights are actually a thing, and not just a symptom of a bad engagement. Maybe that was too far forward. We didn't pull, though, to my enormous surprise. Is there another turret? You don't have to kill all the turrets, so it doesn't matter. All right, so everyone else is going to stack up at the line of scrimmage that we have now drawn with the fireman. And while we're doing all this, we should probably take the time to go heal our assault so they don't die. We have plenty of med kits, so there's no reason not to save this one. Or rather, there's no reason not to use this one to save it for triage. That's just wholly unnecessary. This could be an Overwatch. That can be an Overwatch. Overwatch. Terrible Overwatch. Good Overwatch. White Wolf needs to catch up, but they're not that slow. I'm still going to run them to full cover, though. And Serenade's going to get as far forward as they can. There's definitely a turret off to my left somewhere. Reload your gun, I don't care. So we got the shields for the assassin attack, which mattered a lot. It's the reason Mercury Hawk has a 4 health wound instead of an 8 health wounds, which is very nearly just called a tombstone, but we're fine. Nothing bad happens. Going to blue move to here on the Paladin Fire Burster. That pulled. All right, let's see from where. Okay, they've moved around to this side. Mech, Priest, Shield Bearer, Trooper. Not a particularly hard spot to crack either. All right, so it looks like it's time to overdrive and use these rockets finally. Oh, we also have Bombard Protocol back. Yeah, it's going to be pretty all right. I don't think they have much of a chance. The pod might have been doomed. There's the rockets. There's the Priest and the Shield Bearer are the ones that are actually hard for us to kill. Nothing else too much of a threat. I use my second rocket further forward like this. I actually don't want the kills on Synth Soldier, but I need to blow up this cover for the Trooper and for the Shield Bearer. I think that just... Oh, we just high rolled on one of them. The Shield Bearer actually lived. I thought it was going to kill the Shield Bearer guaranteed, but here I am with that on my face. Going to run forward here. I think I just take Combat Protocol for a guaranteed kill, though. I don't think my position actually matters. Yeah, that's, we don't even need the rocket, actually. But that won't be enough experience with the promotion, sadly. They'll have to get Lieutenant on their next mission, like all of the other teammates here did. Yeah, all there is to do is run forward and shoot. There's nobody who has any clear promotions left, so I just take the shots I have. There's no real risk of danger here. It's very hard to imagine a world where somehow something deals damage to me. And none of us are at experience numbers where it would matter for us to, what's it called? Stacking kills. There's no reason to put experience on specific soldiers in this situation. I'm going to use Bombard Protocol here because I can't get in range to do anything else. And I need to know if he's going into stasis more than anything else. That'll be stasis, all right. I'm going to use Overdrive. And Fiberjohn is going to sprint directly at the Priest. I am also going to move forward and chuck a Mimic Beacon in case he somehow misses. And by somehow, I mean just the straight 40% chance that we all know is there. And my last two soldiers can, I don't know, they can sprint forward. The mission's over. Alright, so Fiberjohn ends the mission, and if not, the Mimic Beacon makes sure no one gets hurt. Nice. Won the coin flip, we can go home. And we didn't blow up all of that loot they were taking cover of. One wound, all told for the assassin in a difficult mission, not too bad. For our soldiers, Fiberjohn's mostly here to tank, since Soldier getting an MVP, as so often happens with infiltrators. White Wolf doing pretty good, could have done a lot better. Sonic Serenade had literally 0 shot accuracy, but still did decent work because they are a sapper. They got that really good opening ambush for us. Mercury Hawk doing pretty solidly, might have had MVP competition. Yeah, no, legitimately, they might have been MVP if they hadn't panicked. They would have gotten 2 or 3 more kills, it would have been sick. And I also took away one of their kills to give to the Marine to make sure they promoted. Good work on the medic for a medic. Perfect Tragedy doing, like, actually pretty well. I think usually get worse out of field supports than that. And Revolver Ocelot barely did anything. He was here as moral support for the Sparks, and they did not need it today. As planned, we have several sergeant promotions, but also Serenade making it to captain. And here I'll be taking charge. It's an ability we haven't gotten to use yet, but I've talked about before. It's just slash, but with a shotgun, and it's guaranteed to hit. There is no roll. Rapid deployment's obviously very good, and because she has concussion grenades, it's very, very tempting. And Salvo's obviously good, but Charge fundamentally changes how sappers work in a way that I think is absolutely worth taking. Capitalist Prodigy reaches Lieutenant, and I think I take Sentinel on these, but it's just because Applied Knowledge and Overcharged Capacitors are legitimately not that good. White Wolf also going to Lieutenant, and placed is pretty solid. +5 tiles, +10 aim, as long as he didn't move last turn, which on this soldier ideally will end up being the case. Bring 'em on is not actually that good. It's just more crit chance and crit damage if you see a lot of people. Combat Awareness is essentially just 10% defense and 1 armor the vast majority of the time. I think the bonus range and aim from in place is the way to go, though. It's how I build my teams with the intention of the Marine being the anchor point. When they have to move, I view that as a bad thing. Lieutenant Mercury Hawk gaining lightning reflexes won't have saved them from the wound they did get. It doesn't look like they need anything else either. Generally, I don't think there's much A-team stuff to do until later in the tree, when you're competing with stuff like concussion grenades versus Untouchable, or Roving Warrior and Sweep and Clear and Relentless all on the same tree. But the first half of this, there's not a lot of AP spending to do on assaults. And generally speaking, I don't think their AWC perks are too impactful. There should be one more Perfect Tragedy reaching Lieutenant, getting combat presence. Will I spend the AP on this? Not 11, I don't think so. It's real close, I'm considering it, I'm going to. I think that's worth doing. Anyway, we have a suppressor, Wildcats. The big thing is 60 Illyrium, 186 supplies, 93 alloys. And then a pile of corpses. The corpses aren't too important, to be honest. That was a quick and easy ambush mission. It looks like they finally decided to tell us about all of the fear that chosen that we got from that sabotage last time. Perfect Tragedy gained Hunter of Faceless, though. Which I think actually replaced a negative trait that he had, if I'm remembering correctly. So that hit that he survived was actually super important if that's the case. And with that done, Covert Ops is flashing. What's new? Oh, we unlocked Hunt the Chosen very recently. That's what's new. I don't care at all. We're not doing that infiltration right now. We're working on the alien bases this month, not on anything else. We're going to go back to Skirmisher HQ because the other thing we're working on really is psionics. And to do that, we need to build a lot of things very quickly, same with the radio relays. Essentially, we're going to be anchored here until we're able to make radio relays, and then we're going to be doing that forever. New assault mission immediately. This will probably be for the Dark operation, or sorry, the Dark event. Neutralize Field Commander. That is a mission type where you get the corpses, right? But there's no additional bonus to it, and frankly, I don't want to play a lost mission. So honestly, I'm going to let this through. The downside of doing this is I have to do Haven Defense instead, but that's a less tedious mission than a lost mission. It's got the same reward set, which is just, you know, whatever you kill. There's no additional reward for this, so there's no reason to stop that, really. I'm going to keep scanning. Alien debris cleared. I believe this is the one for the radio, right? Yes, perfect. So here we finally start resistance comms. And we'll let the gremlin immediately start on it. And if you pop out to the geoscape, it's August 6th. I don't know when you would normally get resistance comms done, but this feels decidedly late. This is psionics, it won't matter. The situation we're in is just that there's nothing for the second gremlin to do. Like, I can staff this, it doesn't do anything. I can staff it though. Like, there's actually nothing for the gremlin to do until there's a second engineer slot here, and honestly, I'm not sure if there even ever is. Can you upgrade this to get another engineer slot? 100 supplies for it is just good enough. It doesn't even take an engineer either, it's just a thing I do. So I probably should have done that earlier when I was floating at like 800 supplies at one point, but I didn't think about it. Let's go make sure there's no other building upgrades that I'm just forgetting about. Hypervital module does not matter to me at all. If I ever do need this, I'll be able to just upgrade it immediately on the spot at the moment I realize I need it. And that's it for checking all of those things. Oh yeah, for the infirmary, we should have somebody getting rid of their negative traits. Kangaroo Tycoon just went on a flawless mission. I'm going to send Umbral Assault because they're low on will, because no, they were on a flawless mission too. Black Cat's A-team. I want that to turn into something good. Black Cat could be A-team, same with Capitalist Prodigy, you are as well. Torpedo Avalanche, I guess that means it's you, but you're ready for a mission. I think it's still the pick. And then we continue scanning. Plasma grenades are finally here. It's been such a long wait for them. It feels like I wanted to do this 10 episodes ago. Now, all of our frags are just straight upgraded into plasma grenades, dealing more damage and shredding more armor. Oh, no. Ah, God, what's this? I forgot that I even upgraded something when I did this. Now we can upgrade all of our explosives to bombs. That's what this is. It's 11 days. But it's got to be more important than the other stuff, right? I'm gonna make experimental ammo someday, I promise. Also, it's just like 3 days for these two, and they're really good as well, so I mean... I'm just gonna queue them up now, because I want them at some point. I'm just gonna unqueue experimental ammo, because it's obviously not happening. It's very sad. We have an entire supply period of stuff already queued. But yeah, advanced explosives is too important, because I've gone down the entire roulette for grenades. And that brings us back to scanning at Skirmisher HQ, as always. We can now over-infiltrate the target. That'll be the facility lead mission down here. And that marks the end of our video normally. For now, I'm going to quickly go over what this is. We have a proper 8-man team, Infiltrator and Pioneer here, because it's a very important mission. We have Lieutenant, Tech Specialist. Actually, it's lieutenants across the board, except for Missile Moth, who's a sergeant. You'll also notice an unusual amount of bonds. We have 3 bonded pairs, Missile Moth and Blind Alpha, Minuscule Magpie and Psycho Mantis, and lastly, Pure Mischief and Final Enigma. They've all got full tier 2, they had the best gear available, they were amongst our best soldiers at the time. And we're doing this to get a facility lead to start knocking down the Avatar Project. Going into the endgame, I don't want to be worried about the Avatar Project, I just want to be done with it. And getting the massive piles of corpses that you get for killing the bases is pretty helpful. So I'm happy to go do all of these missions now once these people get back, but first, before we end this video, I'm not ending it there, unusual as that is, we're gonna go do the testing for the Black Ice Codexes. Alright, so Destroy Intruder has done no damage, and it did destroy the tree, so if it's meant to destroy cover, it did something, but I'm willing to bet that it is a damage number pulled from its gun. And so far, all I've seen it do is move, then use Black Ice Quarantine, then move, or move, then use Black Ice Quarantine, then use Destroy Intruder. And I think that basically the entire issue comes down to this F1 issue that I'm seeing, where, like when you F1, it says Black Ice Rifle, 0 damage. Theoretically, that might actually be exposed to the INIs, in which case I can figure out what the damage is supposed to be and change it. And this also feels like the sort of thing that I can just easily bug report on Steam. The AI does appear to intentionally be what I thought the unit was. It's supposed to run around, Black Ice Quarantine, and move, and if it doesn't feel safe, it's going to move into a good position for a big Black Ice Quarantine, and then run away. I've been slowly pulling people out. And now that it's just the one guy, it'll run in Black Ice Quarantine and Destroy Intruder, but Destroy Intruder will hit and then deal 0 damage. I'm assuming the damage is based off of the rifles, and since it's pulling a 0, it just deals 0 damage. Anyway, I've confirmed that the unit is actually incapable of dealing damage in its current state in my game, even though it has, despite that, been a constant nuisance all game long. Although, to be fair, to some degree, it might have been a nuisance because I thought it could deal damage and was over-respecting the threat it posed. I'm going to look into this, I'm going to report it between episodes, but for now, I'm done. I've been Rather Coherence. This has been XCOM 2. I've been having a blast with it, save for the constant troubleshooting and the myriad problems you encounter with a 400 mod long list. But I hope you've been enjoying it, and I hope it's been a smooth ride for you with all the editing, with most of the work happening behind the scenes. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a good day.